two immutable things: that Jesus is a high priest forever, and the second immutable thing is the resurrection of Jesus. Immutable, can't change, it's unchangeable, it happened. And it just makes me think of his walk with us in baptism, and how sometimes when we fail, we have this way of falling back to what we're comfortable with. And the Jewish men and people back in that day, they did the same thing. These people they fell back to what they were comfortable with, because their faith prior to the covenant of Jesus, their faith was very similar to the Christian faith. And when they saw John the Baptist baptizing, we came to the idea that we're laying down in death and we're rising out of the water in a new life. And nobody really understood that because it hasn't happened yet. But the one beautiful thing about it is when all of the priests of the day came down and were giving John a hard time, this one man, Jesus, came to be baptized. And when he did, he lay down in the water, and when he was brought back up, what happened? We all know that the skies opened up, that the Spirit of God descended like a dove and came upon him, and the voice of the Lord spoke and said, "This is my Son with whom I am well pleased." And we think, oh yeah, we got that because, he was letting us know that that's how baptism works, that this baptism meant something, and you're right. And to the Jewish people of that day, the fact that God said that, he's telling them, this is my Son with whom I am well pleased. That this is what you have to do to have a new life in him, that you're going to die in him, and you're going to come back. This isn't a ceremonial washing like they talked about all the time. This is the Son of God being glorified prior to the resurrection. Is that building your confidence up yet in him? Because it should, just little. And then, if we read from the book of John, that's Jesus telling us about himself. And I got a bunch of wonderful verses that Jesus spoke. John 6:35, I am the bread of life. John 8:12, I am the light of the world. John 10:11, I am the good shepherd. John 11:25, I am the resurrection and the life. John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no one comes to the Father except through me.